Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA quarter scale Predator Jungle Patrol Dutch Schaefer. Here is the front of the box. Down below you have the Predator logo, Jungle Patrol Dutch. You have half of a frontal image of the figure. Up at the top right you have quarter scale. On the side, you have some of the jungle background, the other half of the picture of the figure, and almost like a target here. Up at the top, you have the Predator logo. You have an image of the figure and some of its accessories. Here is a quick write-up down at the bottom with some of the other figures you can get in that particular wave that NECA was releasing at the time. Here's another image of the figure on the other side. 25th anniversary down at the bottom, and at the top of the package we just have the beautiful Predator logo. So first let's take a look at some of the accessories that he comes with. I will just say that he does come with his famous M16 that he utilizes in the film. Really nice detail. They do like silver detail work over the black frame of it. Down below there is the grenade launcher, and it's a really nice looking weapon. The strap that it comes with is made of a soft plastic, so if you choose to display him with like this slung over his shoulder, you do have that option. However, I'm keeping this particular piece in his hand because it's a real pain in the ass to get into this hand here. That's like this, it has the trigger finger on it. Some of NECA's figures come with like a softer plastic hand, usually when they're supposed to be wielding some type of gun or weapon. This is really stiff, so it's a real pain in the ass to get in there, and I didn't want to run the risk of breaking this plastic because it does seem like it's more just a delicately made plastic. So I didn't want to run that risk. So if you want to take a look at that machine gun, here it is right now while it's in his hands. But anyways, let's look at the smaller accessories that he comes with. He does come with his service pistol. You got some nice silvers. There's almost like a black wash over it. You have the larger, blacker pieces. And it's pretty nice. I don't really display him with this. Of course, I'm going to opt for the M16 over his service pistol. But something that's really cool is that this can insert into the holster, which is on his right hip. So if we can get a closer look at that. Now, this is made of a softer plastic, and it's just hanging off his belt by a single strap, so do be careful when you're, manipulating this figure. So there is also a strap with a buckle, also made of a softer plastic, so you can just lift that up, and this should slide right into the holster. It's kind of hard to do with one hand because I'm holding my camera with the other, but you kind of get the idea. Let's see if I can get it in there. There we go. So once you have it in there, this strap comes over this guard here, where it would be kind of in your first web space of your hand. And then this strap, I don't know if you can see, down here is a little indent right there. And there is kind of like a little rubber peg on that strap, and it kind of connects into that. Kind of hard to focus the camera, and again, do this with one hand. But once you get it in there, it should stay. Mine comes loose every once in a while, but it's really no big deal. So that is his service pistol. And let's look at the Bowie knife that he comes with as well. Really nicely done. Just a basic flat silver for the blade and the hilt, and then the handle has got like a black, like almost looks like black, like rubber or something. I wouldn't say it's leather, but really nice that they included this as well. He can also hold this on his left hip, and there is a sheath for that. Again, made of a softer rubber or softer plastic material, held on by this one strap on his belt, so again, be careful. And this should insert right into there like so. A little easier to do, but it's really cool to have Dutch displayed with all his weaponry. And while we're at it, let's get a look at Dutch Schaefer. Now this is a quarter scale figure, so it is a little larger. I do have him standing utilizing one of those Kaiser figure stands, which helps a tremendous amount. I know I say it all the time in my reviews. Let's look at the likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger, because this is something that NECA has been doing very well with. All of their, even their 7-inch figures, the likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger is spot on. I think they do a great job, even like with the T-800 from Terminator 2. The only thing I don't like that they do is they always got the eyes deviated to one side. So it kind of makes displaying and posing this figure a little difficult and a little awkward, because he's always looking off to one side. You can't really tell if you're standing back, but once you get a little closer, you're kind of like, what is he looking at? You would assume the Predator, but it's just a little awkward for me. He does come with like his war paint, or whatever they use in the military to disguise their face, even down to like the veins that are bulging off his sculpted biceps and shoulders. He's got his green army fatigues with like almost like half a vest or something like that. It is made of softer plastic, that whole piece going around to his front. And you have some nice detail works on it with like different pockets and straps and things of that nature. Coming down to his bulky forearms as well, he does have a little watch on his left wrist with some nice detail on it. It's decent. He does have his belt. There's a lot of greens and there's some gold buttons on it. Nice detail. Down to the holsters, as we just saw, on his hips and his pants. You got some nice wrinkles. You got a lot more browns and tans incorporated into the camouflage fatigues here. And those fatigues come equipped with many different pockets and straps and things of that nature, but the way they did like the wrinkles within the sculpt and everything makes it look like it's really conformed to his body, which is a nice touch. Down here we have his combat boots. There's some forest green incorporated into those boots. The lacing looks good, down to the treads at the bottom. So this is a really great figure. Obviously Predator is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I was really happy when they released this quarter scale Dutch Schaefer figure. It looks amazing next to the P1 or the Jungle Hunter in quarter scale as well, which I do have and will be doing a review on shortly. I also have the City Hunter. I need to fix his legs just to do a review for this, because one of them did break, unfortunately. But this is just a great figure. If you're a fan of Predator or any of those 80s sci-fi action movies, you gotta have one of these guys in your collection. I'm not sure, in the 7-inch scale that NECA released of Dutch, he comes in different variations with his clothing, because throughout the film, you know, he starts looking a certain way with more clothing on, and as obviously he progresses through the film and he's fighting the Predator, he loses a lot of his equipment and clothing. I'm not sure if they made different variations for this quarter scale version of Dutch, but I would like to look into it more to see if they did the ones where he has like his collared jacket. I think it's Jungle Drop or something like that. Dutch. I'm probably butchering the name of it, but that certainly would be cool. I think they might have done the one in quarter scale of him when he's covered in mud and he has the torch and his bow and arrow. But yeah, great figure. He stands about, I think, anywhere from 16 to 18 inches tall, so he's not one of NECA's tallest quarter scale figures, but he does look good. The articulation is pretty good on this. Obviously, you're able to bend the elbow joints and the wrist joints just enough in order to manipulate them to get him to hold that M16. It could be a little awkward, and posing him I always find a little tough just because of the way his eyes are, but I don't want to sound like a broken record. The articulation is good. The articulation in the hips of this particular figure is better than some of the xenomorphs and the other quarter scale figures that have that ratchet. I'm not sure what they did differently with this one, but it seems a little sturdier and you get greater range of motion with it. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is a great figure. Big Predator fan. Of course, like and subscribe if you like these type of videos. I know they're kind of half-assed, but that's the whole point. Anyways, have a great day, guys, and if I don't see ya, happy holidays.